You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dexter After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dexter After Show.
Woo! We are back for the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show of Dexter Season 7, Episode 3, Buck the System.
Bucket,
which we know now is a euphemism for the F word.
Yeah.
And I am your host, Sean Overman, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm JJ Jurgens.
Lauren Byrnes.
I'm Stephen Lemieux.
I'm Anna Koppel.
And we welcome actually our special guest, Lauren Byrnes, who happened to be an actress on Dexter's this season season 7 of Dexter. So thank you so much for being here, and thank Anna for getting her in the studio.
Yeah, Lauren and I are friends.
Yep.
And she was on last week's episode.
Yes.
So
awesome. Okay, so you were in last week's episode. What scene were you in exactly?
I was actually one of the FBI people digging the hole.
Oh, digging the hole for the Randall case.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is so cool.
And didn't you say you got blood on your face?
I did.
Yeah.
But they didn't end up showing that shot. I was right beside Dexter when he got hit by the truck, and I got splattered with blood.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Did it taste nice?
No.
You said there was something interesting about the set there. You said that was really cool.
Oh, one of the things I think is great is, and a lot of sets should be doing this, is that they're all green. And that means that they make the whole crew have their own cantinas, and then they just have to refill it with water, and they're very healthy conscious and
cool.
Really kind of keeping with it. And everyone's amazing on that set. Oh my God, if anyone's listening that works on that set, you guys are awesome.
Also tell us about, you had a little tidbit about the ice cream.
Oh, yeah, the ice cream shop. I was talking to one of the guys, and he said that they built that from scratch. So they had just rented like a back road behind this like outdoor shopping center. And so they built everything from scratch. It was completely fake, and they had to run lines out for electricity to get the ice cream to work. And I don't even think you really saw any of the people eating ice creams except for the jail guy.
Yeah.
Randall,
yeah.
Randall.
And Dexter looked like he wanted some too.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you get to try it? Because it looked pretty amazingly
Oh
delicious.
my gosh, I was so upset. I was digging harder than any of the boys on there, and I kept asking for ice cream, but all the other extras on the other side of the road were all eating ice cream because that was their job. We did not get one bite. It was
not fair.
Not after you were done? That's horrible.
So, but no, it was awesome. Everyone's really nice on set, and like the lead actors, they're I mean, like, you don't really get a chat with them on set. You want to let them have their space to get in character and work. But Jennifer was really nice. Like, I was chatting with some of the other guys on set, and she was just kind of listening in and smiled at me and was just really friendly. And everyone, I mean, the hair and makeup, wardrobe, everyone's super, super nice there. And I've worked a ton of sets, and they're by far, I think, the top. And I'm not just saying that because we're talking about Dexter, but they're the ones that I'm always like, oh, well, you should work on Dexter because they're amazing.
Cool.
I actually noted something down about Jennifer Carpenter. I noticed that she's been getting more tan.
Yeah.
She's been getting more sun. Now, is she... Okay, on this episode, I feel like there's a big jump between last episode and this one in how tan she looked. Is she getting more tan in person?
No, it's probably just the lighting. I bet because most of that stuff was shot all outside, so it's going to make you look lighter anyways. Lighting honestly changes everything.
Yeah.
So they can make me look tan, and I'm pretty white. So
I think it's also her hair too. If you follow the seasons, her hair now is now lighter, and it's got a really cool golden color to it. I think that changes the skin tone for a lady.
It does.
It does.
Absolutely. Now, I believe Anna had something before we get started on the outline.
Yeah, I do. So I just was feeling like a little Dexter deprived. So over the weekend, I busted out season 4 and did a little mini marathon and noticed some things that we had talked about last week's episode. One of the things being that, remember, LaGuerta asked Masuka, do we ever use blood slides? And Masuka said no. Well, that's wrong.
Ooh, you found something.
I found something. So season 4 was all about Trinity. And, I don't want to spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen season 4, but I don't think any of the super fans have not seen season 4.
Exactly.
But so with Trinity, he would kill his victims in the bathtub, and he re-killed in the same bathtub. And so Dexter pulled up part of the bathroom floor and went to go get old blood. He swabbed it with a Q-tip, put it on a blood slide. Mm-hmm. Everybody was there. The whole crew was there. He put it on a blood slide. So that's one thing. Just saying. Then, Dexter stopped Trinity from killing himself. Trinity was going to jump off of the building, and Dexter saved his life. And I had predicted last week that Dexter was going to kill himself, that was committing suicide, that was how it was going to stop. And there was a quote. He said, "This is his solution, suicide. Will it be my only solution someday?"
Oh, yeah.
A little foreshadow, so
wow.
I think...
And we brought it back with Randall, this serial killer guy who offed himself right in front of Dexter.
And he brought it back then, too, so I was saying a little foreshadow.
Nice catch. Very good, Anna.
Just saying.
So let's go ahead and get into the outline. This was a really good episode as well. Like, seriously, my heart was pounding during a lot of it.
It was fantastic from the beginning. Like, let's start about the opening scenes, just all the way this time from the beginning to the end. I felt that was fantastic.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about, of course, another Dex and Deb rich episode. We're going to talk about Lewis and Dex and how that gets wrapped up. And we'll discuss Quinn and Nadia's relationship as well. And we're going to do the Anderson case / the Baskov case. And we're also going to talk about a potential, this is a spoiler alert for people listening, potential new love interest, Hannah McKay from the Randall case, who Dexter dropped a Q-tip on. He got so nervous with her. And then we'll wrap it up with some news and gossip. And of course, we're going to talk more with our special guest here, Lauren.
Woohoo.
All right.
So let's go ahead and get into Deb and Dex. So she follows him to the post office, right? It's like she's leading a child everywhere he's supposed to go, and she doesn't want him to get off track, right? How did you guys feel about that scene?
It's just like her. I mean, she's stubborn, she's opinionated, and she's not going to let him do what he wants to do. So the fact that, it's just even exaggerated by the fact it's a post office, and he's already trapped in the post office. Now he's got someone watching him outside. I loved the little snippet scenes they had throughout the episode too. Like, what did you guys think of those?
I thought that was funny. That actually, it's I like how they do scenes like that where he's fantasizing and stuff's happening. They haven't been doing too much of that recently in the last few seasons, so it's good to see him going crazy internally.
Yeah.
I thought it added a good comedic relief too. It was great because everybody knows everyone hates the post office, and they're all like that, and it's a miserable place to go. Sorry if any postal workers are listening to us. I love you. Anyway, but slicing her neck, and then when he gets Masuka, I just thought it was good, quick, good comedy.
Well, speaking of Masuka, Masuka noticed that Deb is mad at him, eyeing him, and so that's something that maybe will show up throughout the season, but that's, dangerous that he's noticing Deb's behavior towards Dexter. So something to be aware of.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of us here, you mentioned earlier that you've watched, for sure, you watched the first couple of seasons, Lauren. So I think that I think it was season 1 or 2, Dexter remarks upon how, these people waiting in line, he's at a coffee shop, and he loves waiting in line, actually. He said he loves doing it. He loves seeing people's reactions to not getting their morning latte, right? So it was such a stark contrast to this episode where he's going crazy because he's on edge of not getting his addiction, not getting his caffeine, which is killing. Right. So what did you think about, that whole That whole him waiting at the post office and stuff, and
I mean,
the
it's a great
hallucinations.
scene because everyone can relate to that. Because when you go to the post office, that's all you do is wait. No, I think it's really great seeing him kind of actually kill other people and then his coworkers and friends, because they never get to be in any part of that. So I'm sure they had fun shooting those scenes, first of all. But no, it's good to see that side. And plus, looking at it from a character standpoint, I mean, for Michael to be taking his character, it's a demented character. And to be able to have to evolve him every single season, where is he going with him and what is he going to do? I think it's kind of cool to see this season, because I watched the first 2 seasons. And then seeing the change of the actors is amazing. And kind of sidetracking Jennifer is amazing. When she first started acting, you could tell she's kind of a newbie to the show and new to probably maybe acting. I don't know, but she's grown so much as an actress. Oh my God, she's amazing now. I love her. And I've always loved her. Her character is great. But for him, going back to him killing people, I think now we can kind of more see inside his head of like how really messed up he is, because now he is not getting what he needs to release that energy. And how can it explode at one point if he holds back for too long? How long are they going to keep him from not killing somebody? So
well, I think it really can explode for some point, because there is I believe it was during the season with Lumen where he went out to back where the Trinity sun was, and he literally just took that bathroom key that was like an anchor or something, beat someone's skull in the middle of nowhere, and then just left. Like it's like that was when he.
The dude that he dumped in the silo, right?
Yeah, it's like it got to that boiling point and he went out on it. But this time he has Deb being like, "You're at a boiling point. I'm not going to let you go to that boiling point."
I feel like this this whole him being deprived of a kill is a complete nod to season 2, like Anna mentioned last week, and it really reminds me of the whole like little Chino thing. Oh, actually, no, backtrack a little bit. It reminds me of when season 2 opens up, he's bowling. Do you guys remember that? He's like, tonight's the night. And then he's like, it's bowling night, and I really need a kill. I need to kill somebody really bad. And he's doing that. And it totally reminds me of this, because it's all that frustration and stuff, so they're bringing it back. And it's nice to see that as well. So Deb's watching him in the episode, and it's driving him nuts, clearly. And he goes to the gym. He's obviously searching for a kill again. This guy, Speltzer, right? So he's stalking Speltzer, and this guy, again, this guy's like a nod to Little Chino from season 2, which is really cool. This guy is huge and buff, right? Oh my gosh, like what was he doing with why was he putting his hands in the bucket of water and like squeezing stuff while he was working out?
Oh, it's cold water, I believe. Like they do that for ice water. It's like icing their. Yeah,
icing. He was like icing afterwards to make himself cool down a little bit.
It's a muscle thing you do when you're working out.
That's right.
Put your hands or put your muscle in like a tub of ice.
Really?
Ice and water. Yeah, it just gives a shock therapy to the muscles. But yeah, he's very intimidating just seeing the character in the first place, and the fact that he shaves his head. It's like it's cool that Dexter catches up. He shaved his head. He's ready to kill someone again.
Yeah, that's the ritual for this guy, and it's probably a smart thing to do, because then he doesn't leave any fibers at the scene. The guy he kept his like couch, right? He kept it wrapped in plastic later on in the episode and stuff like that. So it was just interesting to see that stuff. So, but Deb agrees to back off, but she still follows Dexter, and that was just hilarious. And obviously Dexter, he's smart enough. He catches on to it, right? So he invites her over to the bar, and what does he reveal to her? He reveals that she was following him, and he tells his killing ritual, and he shows Speltzer to her, right? So we're going through all this stuff, and he's trying to make it okay for him to do this in her eyes. He's waiting for her approval and stuff, which obviously is his way of convincing her. And that's where we get into the whole buck the system thing, right? In that scene in the bar, where he's just like, he's showing that the system is broken.
Well, it's interesting, especially because like he's following Speltzer and Deb's following him, so it's kind of the whole conglomeration of the two, and she makes the big scene within there. I'm glad they didn't really go into that too much with Speltzer seeing Dexter or anything like that. But her whole argument was, from her standpoint to him, you can't kill anybody. The system works. The system works. And then later in the episode, when she talks to LaGuerta, she's in Dexter's shoes. She's like, this is whatever. And she's hearing her own argument from LaGuerta, and she realizes how effed up it is. She's like, whoa, like this is what I've been telling Dexter. No wonder he's not listening to me, because the system's flawed.
Exactly. And that whole lizard brain conversation was so hilarious.
I think that's foreboding right there, foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
she's using his words.
Absolutely. And you actually, you mentioned to me that you read some of the books, and I was reading, I'm actually reading the very first book right now. I never cracked open any of the Dexter books by Lindsay until now, and they're really good, and pretty much like I'm on chapter 8, and it's almost the exact same thing as the pilot episode up until that chapter.
Yeah.
And it totally, like, everything that's going on right now with his hunches helping out Deb, it's exactly what happened in season 1 of Dexter on the series, the television series. So it's just really interesting to see how his hunches have helped her so much in her career. She's a lieutenant now.
Yeah,
thanks to Dexter.
There's a great line in this that says, well, he's like, I've been the one who's been tipping you off. I got you to where you are, because it's absolutely true. Can I go into a little spoiler alert here?
Go ahead.
So at the end of the first book, I want to actually go back and read it again to compare these, because Deb finds out about Dexter at the end of the first book, because she's wide awake when they're in the room with his brother, with Rudy. Well, I want to take that and compare what's going on now, because this is the kind of the same thing going on between how she's reacting to it and what's going on. She uses Dexter in the books.
Yeah.
Like, so she comes around, like, this is where she is in the books to a point, and then she comes around, she's like, Dexter, I got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. Can you break into this place and get this evidence? It's like, she just is a flop, basically. She starts using him. She's already using him for every piece of evidence she can get in the cases. So he becomes kind of a tool in the Debra toolbox to use.
Yeah, so it actually does feel like, yeah, she's going to be going that way, which is really cool. And they do it really dramatically, obviously, in the first book. You know, it's just like one book, which would be like the equivalent of a season for us, you know, in the TV world. And you were mentioning, Lauren, that she, like, all the characters have been developing and they've been evolving. And do you feel like by the end of this season that Debra is actually going to evolve to the point where she does use Dexter?
I would definitely agree with that. I have my own opinions right now. This was a media episode, so I kind of honestly, like, I don't know, can I forecast something that I think might happen? Yeah. But I don't know. I think it was really unique when she walked in there and was like, you know, can we get a search warrant for this? And she's like, no, you can't. And she starts using Dexter's words. Well, she's already suspicious of something. We don't know what's going on with her, who she's suspicious of, but you know she knows something is up. And I think what could end up happening, and I like to write, so maybe my brain's kind of already on that track of like coming up what could happen. But I think it would be a perfect ending to the show to where everyone thinks it's his sister that's been the mass murderer and killing all these people, and then everything blows up in his face because he loves his sister. And if she's the one who everyone all of a sudden all these things, because she's now going to have that extra knowledge on getting people before they start killing people, if that goes that way, that she could end up being the one going to jail, and he's going to have to, you know, come clean, and something's going to happen, and maybe go back to the suicide, you know, and leave a note or something and be like, my sister didn't do it, it was me.
Wow.
I don't know.
That would be so insane if that stuff happened. And and he's going to have such a conflict with his code, right? Because one of the things in his code, the big rules is don't get caught, right? But then he loves his sister, and Harry always told him to love Deb, and if she finds out, you know, like anything that happens, like it's his responsibility, you know, so what's he going to do if she ends up being pegged for being the actual Bay Harbor butcher or whatever?
And I mean, like, she's using crazy words. He's crazy. His character is crazy, and to a certain extent, and she's using his words, so she's becoming him through other people's eyes. I mean, it kind of seemed that way in that scene especially.
So can we talk about how she loves him? Or how, because I feel like that was also going on.
Let's do that.
So when she asked Dexter to get a DNA swab from some gentleman who was, and he ended up sort of strangling him.
Sort of,
So, and he said he was uncooperative. And then they had this argument in the alley, and she kind of like stroked his arm, which is something that ladies do. I mean, we all know we have feminine wiles, and we all know a little stroke of the arm or the chest, or, you know, that's a move. So I feel like she put a move on Dexter. It was definitely like, you don't think so?
Lauren doesn't think so.
I think it was
Tell
a
us
move.
why not.
I think because maybe I didn't watch the season right before this one, because I heard that they were really going that way and pushing it big time. But from me watching the beginning of the season, I don't get any sexual tension between the two characters. But I don't think they would ever go that way. I think she's now, because of the whole Psycho thing, and she's coming at a sisterly love point, and now they got the blonde girl.
But now she's coming around to his way of thinking. And then they also, like, they had this fight in the bar that I felt like was such a couple's fight. It's like, not here. And he, like, pulls her over. And then, like, I just felt like that was such a couple's fight. I mean, that would never happen between my brother and I. And that would, I would never stroke my brother's arm like that. I just, I have 2 brothers, and that just wouldn't happen. So
yeah, I think she's still torn, because I think you have those feelings. They're still in there as much as she had them last season. I don't think you just drop that right away. But I don't feel it as intensely as I did last year watching the final one.
I totally agree, but I think it's there.
Yeah.
I think it's still there.
Yeah.
Gross.
Wow. Yeah,
Gross,
so
guys.
They're not related.
I know, but see, the thing is that they are half related. She just doesn't know.
Oh.
Yeah, spoiler alert for people who don't know out there. Sorry.
There was a line from Dexter at the end where he says, "Deb, I'm still your brother. Nothing's changed." So it was like very clear from I'm still your brother, nothing. And she's like, everything's changed. So I just feel like that might be related.
Do you want it to go that way?
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Hey, we don't want it to go that way, but that's why the writers are exploring that for us.
But they brought that blonde is hot. I'm going back to her. She's awesome.
She is hot.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be great at.
I have like I want to like say a little prediction right now before I forget about it, because I didn't write this down. But I feel like she's gonna interfere with Dex and Deb's relationship, and Deb's probably gonna get jealous of her because she still has a little bit of incestuous feelings for Dexter.
I have a prediction about her later too.
So let's go ahead and move into Lewis and Dex.
Ooh, maybe.
We finally wrapped this up. Not as neat as I was hoping for, but did I say last time that the mob was somehow gonna get Lewis?
Well, I think who was it
I think you
that said
did.
that Dexter was gonna frame Lewis with the mob?
I didn't say frame. Maybe I did.
It was
but
either
I
you or
felt
me.
like
I don't know.
I felt like it was just going to end up like that. The mob was going to kill Lewis somehow, and it happened, man. It was awesome. So Lewis is at the department again, flipping off Dexter in that very subtle way, right?
Well, even the first scene when he walks in and Lewis just looks at him as he walks by, it's just like,
Yeah. It really pissed me off too.
yeah.
But the way Dexter set him up was classic. It was so
yeah.
good.
2
Bringing
packages.
back yeah.
It was great. And do you think that Deb knew? She probably didn't know what was in the packages when
No.
we sent them at the post office.
No.
But that's great. They open up the episode with the 2 packages, and then they kind of drop it for a bit, and then it comes back, and you're like,
Yes.
step 1 is complete.
Masuka gets pissed. And
I feel like
Jamie
he was
gets
hurt.
pissed.
I feel like he was hurt more than he was pissed.
Yeah.
I felt sad for Masuka.
I did too.
I did.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
he
He
can
always
get
has
another
bad
intern he
luck.
can
Bad
see.
luck with interns, ladies. He's just tough on his luck.
Oh, that's right. He does.
I want to just quickly say, C.S. Lee is incredible. We've been trying to get him on the show, so if anybody's listening, please come on the show. We love you. We want to talk about your character.
Your raunchy character.
The end.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The
So
end.
people comment at us. Check out our iTunes page. Go ahead and tell a friend. It takes a minute. Go give us 5 stars on there. Comment. Say how much you want C.S. Lee to come to AfterBuzz and talk with us and share in the conversation. And of course, don't forget, you guys can even call us here in the studio in 424-256-1729. And hit us up that way. Hit us up on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, Facebook.com/AfterBuzzTV as well. And let's go ahead and talk about.
Well, really quickly,
go ahead.
whoever said on iTunes that I was sexy, I think that's awesome, and thank you. And we have a very smart audience.
Bravo.
Yeah, so made me feel good. Thanks.
That's awesome. Did you get the username?
I saw the username. I don't have it on me, but I probably should have.
Give him a shout out. I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try seeing if I can get
Could be a
the
girl.
I could probably
yeah.
get
Check
it.
out the
him.
comments right now.
I'll
see if
look
you
right
can-
now.
I
See
don't
if you can find
You
that
keep
stuff.
talking in the meantime, and then I'll just interrupt you.
What about you, Lauren? Do you get any comments like that on your Facebook fan page or anything?
Not so much. I'm glad. I don't know. I mean, I'll have comments from my friends, when I go red carpet events or something. People will comment, I loved your dress, you look gorgeous, stuff like that. That's nice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always good to hear a compliment. When is it not?
Oh
It's
yeah,
great.
absolutely.
Especially in Hollywood, it doesn't come around often sometimes. So, yeah.
Before we move off Lewis, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about that, especially when, what's the name of Dexter's housekeeper? Oh, I can't.
Jamie.
remember.
Jamie.
Yeah,
The
Jamie.
babysitter, actually.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, Jamie. When Jamie's watching the video, like, what do you think's going to happen between that? What do you think's going to happen between that? Because now Lewis is gone. The last thing Lewis says to her is, "Dexter's setting me up," and then Lewis is dead on Dexter's boat. So
With the blood dripping onto the boat,
Yeah.
which we clearly saw.
they did they did a cut just to show the blood on the boat. So it's especially like, are they going to lead that into anything? Because I don't know is the mob going to be.
Are they going to dispose of the body, or are they just going to leave it there on Dexter's boat for the cops to find?
Or just to maybe even set up Dexter or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see, because otherwise they could have just they didn't have to have that big of a scene for Jamie storming out. But now Lewis goes away forever and ends up dead.
On
Absolutely.
Dexter's boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
that's
have
a
that
big deal.
video of him saying how he wants to kill Dexter, So,
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the
So,
computer.
yeah, that's on the computer.
That's
so,
right.
And then it's on Dexter's boat. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is going to be another Dexter hunt season. Wow.
Those Ukrainians love those power tools, though. I got
They're very efficient with them.
and the eyeballs too. The eyeballs.
Screwdriver in the eyeball. Yeah, and then
Drill in the eyeball.
The potential drill in the eyeball.
I have the comment. It's on YouTube, and it's Mr. Funny Manist. So thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for the comment, sir.
Oh man.
It took me a long time.
So let's go ahead and talk about Quinn and Nadia really briefly, okay? So Nadia, she comes into the police department and she acts like a stray cat, right? And Quinn makes that funny joke, which I actually have for my favorite quotes later on. And they end up having dinner at her apartment, right? And she, at first, when they're at the department, she was asking about the bracelet, and that's where it had that whole GPS tracker thing. She reveals that when she goes back to the strip club, the Foxhole, but when it comes to the dinner, and we jump ahead again to the dinner, she's seemingly very honest with Quinn. Like, how did you guys feel she was acting?
I feel like she's a double agent.
Ooh.
I don't feel like you can trust her.
Those Ukrainians and Russians.
Yeah.
Sly people.
I mean, where are we? Are we
Are we in the Cold War again?
like honestly?
I think she really likes him. I don't know.
I do too. I think she really fell for
Yeah.
him, and so was gonna be honest with him. Because otherwise, if she didn't, I don't think she would have said that. And would have told him what she was doing.
Well, there's two options. She really likes him, or she's a double agent in the sense that she's for herself, because she's playing both parties. I mean,
yeah.
because there's big when people are dying, there's big opportunities to move up in the Ukrainian mob.
Yeah.
Well, we're upset about a heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
trade,
muling.
The muling.
And that's what the whole GPS tracker was for.
Right. So, I mean, guys, when people are like muling in heroin, it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little dangerous, and you kind of don't want to mess with these people. So, to be like honest with Quinn, I don't know. I don't trust it. I think she's double agenting. And I just want to point out that this is kind of the second time this has happened to Quinn. This happened with Trinity's daughter, who was the reporter and was just kind of using him. And she's like, "No, really, I like you," but then things would end up in the paper.
And he slept with Geller's assistant too. The last.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
He doesn't make the best choices.
So dumb.
He's almost
shoot
like
him.
he's almost like Deborah in a
like a
way,
typical
sleeping
guy.
with inappropriate people.
They made such a good couple. Why don't
I
they get
know.
back together?
That's what I wanted the first time we said this. I'm like, let's just get them back together.
Yeah.
They can make poor choices together.
Really, an idiot.
Oh, man.
Exactly. So it looked like by the end of that scene in the apartment that they were getting really passionate, right? And our DVR was acting up. I could not believe that
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, what? What's going on? We
Yeah.
can't see all this stuff.
We kind of cut out a lot of the mausoleum scene too. Like, we didn't even know about the earring until later, because we only saw a little bit of the bullhead.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you, DVR. We love you.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about Hannah McKay. So this is the girl who helped out Randall from the serial killer from the Randall case.
Was his girlfriend.
It was his girlfriend at the time of the killings and stuff. So Dexter got, like, he seemed to be attracted to her a little bit. He got nervous, swabbing her mouth, putting something in her mouth. He got nervous.
Well, it seemed like
Flustered.
she was doing it to him. It seemed like a little bit. Like, she was playing it a little bit up.
Yeah, at first she didn't like using his, on a first name basis type thing. She seemed more professional about it. But then after that whole swab the mouth thing, she seemed a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, but when they had eye contact at the very beginning, that was too long of eye contact
Yeah.
for anyone. So there
Exactly.
was a mutual connection right from the get-go. So I don't know. And she's blonde, so I don't know if Dexter has a thing for blondes.
He does.
You know?
Rita Lumen. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! And now Hannah McKay.
Yeah.
I prefer him over Lumen, though, honestly.
Oh, agreed.
And also probably because she was the, sidekick
Yeah.
to
Well,
Randall. So she's
I'm
another kind of, he might be thinking another
maybe.
partner.
Well,
for
and
another-
what about her character? Because I'm assuming she went to juvie. She was underage. That's why they couldn't get the swab. So I'm sure she went because she was probably a part of the killings or knows about it and has tried to forget it. As she's saying she's trying to get that out of her life. So maybe she helped kill or did most of the killings herself and got away with it. I don't know if that could be something. That comes
That's
down
right.
in
They
the
showed
line.
in the teaser for at the premiere episode for this season. They showed a little teaser and that she may be stalking Dexter later in the season.
Well, it's kind of a prediction. Oh no. But she's attracted to the whole, the serial killer thing. But when he opened the bag that had what it had a woman's shirt, could have been Hannah's, and it had lots and lots and lots of trophies.
Trophies, yeah.
What kind of my thing is, I think it's going to be Dexter kind of falls for her, and she ends up as the person who did most of the killings.
Yeah, because why would a guy keep those feminine products, right?
Well, I mean,
Keep a toy.
it just seems like she had more to do in the murders, and they're keeping the Randall case open because they could have just as easily ended it with him dying, and then I'm watching and oh, they're bringing up the Randall case again. Oh, they introduced Hannah, but then they're keeping the Randall case open.
Yeah, that was interesting. That doesn't happen very often with the Miami-Dade Metro Department.
Usually, once people die, it's swept under the carpet, especially. Yeah.
This is the first time they're doing a cold case expedition like this, where it's lasted more than a couple of episodes. So that is pretty interesting. But you know what else is interesting? Checking out the fall ABTV AfterBuzz TV schedule. We have all kinds of awesome shows that we're going to be doing AfterBuzz TV shows for, namely Sons of Anarchy, which I love. I love that show too. I don't know if anybody's current, but I love that show. It's a great show. Boardwalk Empire as well. Vampire Diaries. Not my cup of tea, but a lot of people like it. And what I love is The Walking Dead. I watched the first 2 seasons on Netflix, and here at AfterBuzz TV, we're going to be doing the season 3 recap starting tonight, actually. So if you guys want to download that, check it out on the podcast for iTunes or check it out on YouTube, whatever, go ahead and knock yourselves out. We have an awesome schedule and awesome lineup here for the fall season.
I'm going to be here later tonight buzzing about Revenge at 10 o'clock, if you want to check that out.
And I'll be
love that
right
show.
after you doing the 666 and ABC lineup night.
That's right. Those are awesome shows, too.
Catch your favorite hosts and hostesses, of course.
That's right.
But yes.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, don't forget that.
So speaking of our lovely hostesses, then going back to the foxhole, going back to the foxhole, the scene where Isaak and Dexter have a conversation.
That was nice. I liked it.
What were your thoughts? What did you think they were going to talk about during that whole scene? Because they literally said nothing, but they really kind of understood each other in a way.
I liked how you said the dramatic irony when you pointed that out to us, because we, as the audience, know that the characters, it's actually in drama, it's usually called pathetic fallacy, right? Where we as the audience know exactly what's happening, but the characters don't.
Yeah.
So there are, Isaac's hunting Dexter, and he doesn't know it. Neither of them knows who the other one is. So it was pretty interesting to see that dialogue happening.
Yeah, and the line at the end, I hope you find what you're looking for. It's perfect,
And then he finds Lewis.
Yeah.
And he finds out Dexter's name, but he doesn't yet have the name to the face.
But I love the metaphor they had, because they're like, we're 2 men in a strip club, we're not having drinks, and we're not looking at tits, yet we're still frustrated. It's we're frustrated. Stab.
Absolutely. That was good stuff. Yeah. So let's. We're actually going to talk with Lauren a little bit about her. Let's hear about your career. I want to hear more about that. And then after we talk about that, we'll move into some news and gossip.
Oh, okay.
So how did you start off?
Oh my gosh. Well, I came out here originally just to move out here. I'm originally from Aspen, Colorado. I was a snowboarder, and so I dropped out of school to compete in snowboarding, and then I ended up teaching for a lot. So most of my pro career is from teaching people, but ended up having a blast snowboarding. But then it's a really small town. I was like, I'm going to move somewhere in New York, California. Long story short, ended up here. And
Wow. What was the population of Aspen? Was it actually in Aspen, or like were you near
Aspen,
it?
yeah.
In Aspen,
Yeah,
okay. What's the
Snowmass,
population
Aspen.
there?
I don't know what the population is. I just know it's really, really small because when it's off season, there's like no one there.
Oh wow.
So, but it's fun. You get to meet a lot of people from out of the country, which is kind of cool.
And the snow is amazing.
Yeah, I can't snowboard here.
Utah and
I am
Colorado.
so spoiled. Yes, thank you. Sundance. That's where I'm going snowboarding all the time now. So.
And I have to tell, I told her before the show, I agree with you on the Colorado. I grew up in Nebraska, and my uncle had a condo in Copper Mountain. So every
Yay.
Easter we spend in Copper, Breckenridge, Keystone, and Colorado skiing is fantastic.
Well, and I'm actually, it's funny. There's a story, I can't talk about it, but there's a story that happened at Copper Mountain in '83, and I'm actually writing a script off of it. Yeah, and I know someone, I have a guy that actually experienced what happened. So I'm going to be having a snowboarding film, hopefully.
So, Lauren, tell us why you're going to be at Sundance.
Well, I don't know if it got accepted yet, but I just did a film with Molly Fitzgerald, and it's called, I think they ended up picking The Unlawful Truth. I think that's what she ended up picking for the title, but they just submitted to Sundance, so hopefully I'll be getting in for that.
Nice.
But I go every year to go snowboarding and party. I don't know how many screens I actually see. I think I saw one Jesse and Celeste Forever last year with like Elijah Wood and some other people in it, and I can't remember, and he's not even the lead, so that's horrible. Sorry, you guys. It was a good film.
So how do
Oh,
you,
it was a great Andy Samberg. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I loved it.
how do you go from snowboarder moving to Hollywood to the acting scene?
Well, I started getting into, I think, just the creative arts when I was 11. I saw Fiddler on the Roof, and that kind of got my juices flowing, and then saw an improv group, and I still am very current in doing improv. I absolutely love it. And then you move out here and everyone's in the industry, so you just start making friends, and they kind of push you into it, and I signed up on LA Casting, and I remember the first week I signed up, I submitted for 3 things, got auditions for those 3 things, and I booked all 3 things. So I was like, maybe this is something I should think about doing. I was just doing it as a creative thing. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew I couldn't have a normal job. So I was like, what am I going to do? And now I totally know what I'm going to do. It's all I can think about. So
Talk about how I liked on your IMDb, you said that you do all the behind the scenes things, which helps you as an actress.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think if you're going to be in the film industry, knowing a little bit of everybody's jobs is great. 2 main reasons. One is to never forget what people are going through and to always have an appreciation for what their job is. A lot of times you'll get on set and some of the lead actors can be really bad, or even anyone else in the production can be bad to those lower people like PAs, background. And unfortunately they help with the project, and you can't do anything without a PA. And to always have a gratitude for what they do and to know what they do. And then I can be more of an asset on set, because if someone's like, grab the stinger, and I'm like, oh, it's right here, here you go. And they're like, oh my God.
You know what it is.
Yeah, so it helps out.
If I could quote Dexter, salt of the earth, those people.
Yeah. and I think film, especially film, it's like a big art project. And everyone has their specific area that they're in, and you let them do their job, and it's going to make the project that much better. And sometimes you'll get on set and you'll have a director that was, he wrote it, he's producing it, he's directing it, and sometimes it can be great, but most of the time I think it's a train wreck, because you get too obsessed about being tunnel vision, and these people could have great ideas and make your film that much better. But then you have to listen and then learn not to listen to certain advice. But it usually helps when you have a great team, and then it flows really nicely, and you get an amazing finished piece usually when you got everyone that's doing a really good job. So I don't know. I like doing anything on set. I'm there.
Yeah, it's
you
fun.
name it, I don't care. And what's really funny is, like, I love doing background. And I had a guy, I actually just worked on Parenthood as an ice skater, and there was only a few of us, so I was just ice skating around having fun, and one of the background people was asking me about projects I've done, and I was talking to him some of the films, and just, they're indie films. I don't consider it anything big. I'm like, I'm just working, I'm happy. And he's like, oh, and you still do background? That's so humble. And I'm like, I just felt so weird when he said that to me. I'm like, why wouldn't I still be doing background? I'm like, I'm not getting paid a ton of money to do the huge films, and I don't have time. If I have a chance to be on set, why would I choose to sit at home and do absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
True.
So yeah, there's nothing too small to do.
Yeah. Bravo.
Yeah.
Well, it's very cool. Thank you for sharing with us. And where can everybody like find you? Like your Facebook page, Twitter? Where can people follow you at? Your website?
I do have a Twitter account, but I don't think I've ever been on it. I can't do that. I'm on Facebook.
You've posted a few times,
I
and
have?
you can follow her
Maybe my roommate did that.
at Lauren H. Byrnes. I
thank you.
totally tagged you tonight. So
I don't know if I know my security word to get in and accept your Facebook or Twitter or whatever. But yes, I'm on Facebook.
I follow her.
And I'm online. I have my own website. It's laurenbyrnes.com. It's the only one. But I'm a huge Facebooker. So if you go on Facebook, it's Lauren Byrnes. There's two of them. I have a fan page and I have my home page.
And by the way, people, Byrnes is spelled Byrnes.
Yes.
Not the Burns as I'm going to burn you.
No. It's Irish.
It's Irish.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And Lauren, you have a couple of projects that are going on, right? I was looking at Underbelly Blues. I saw the trailer for it. It looks fun. It's like a dark comedy.
It
right?
is. Oh my gosh.
And you play Olive.
I do.
And who's that?
I am a lovely lesbian.
Nice,
And
yeah.
my girlfriend is a stripper, and we ended up killing. I can't give too much away, but she ended up killing a cop, and it's kind of Pulp Fiction-y. It's produced by Tony Tarantino. It's doing really good right now.
And that's Quentin Tarantino's father, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I noticed that in the preview that you're making out with your girlfriend. So
Yes.
so it's pretty.
Okay, Underbelly Blues. That's on my watch list.
Yeah. So Lauren's pretty hot for those of you who can't.
thank
who
you.
aren't seeing it.
Oh,
Lauren.
yeah, let's describe her, please,
Lauren
Anna.
is gorgeous. Lauren's gorgeous. She's very fit. She has beautiful blue eyes. She has dark hair.
Yeah.
She's a good-looking girl. And
I'm active.
you should. And she's
I'm
active.
single. I like long walks on the beach, and I have a big dog.
Yes.
So you must love dogs.
What kind of a dog is it?
A Doberman Pinscher, actually.
She trains dogs, and Kier, he's incredible.
Yeah, he's amazing.
There was one other thing that I wanted to ask you, but you ran into Michael C. Hall at the Playboy Mansion.
I did, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, he was there like a few Sundays ago, and he was there with his girlfriend, I believe, and they were really nice. I didn't get a chance to really chat with them, but I know that a ton of the people that worked there ended up talking to him, and he took photos and was not, he was just amazing from what I hear. So, and from working with him on set, he was never mean or anything. Like I said, their set's nice. Everyone's nice. They attract nice people.
That's cool. So how was he with the girlfriend? Were they like?
Ooh. Am I dishing on
gossip.
him?
Yeah.
How does she compare? How does she compare to Jennifer Carpenter?
I thought she was really
so
pretty. She seemed really sweet. Eye contact is a big thing for me, and a lot of times you can tell snooty people because they refuse to look at you, especially if you're the hired help, And they both, I had walked past them, and they both just looked at me and smiled, and if I had stopped and said, "Hi, how are you guys doing?" I know they would have been, "I'm great, how are you?" But I was busy. I had stuff to do. So my part-time job, for those people listening, I work at the Playboy Mansion as a butler, so I serve Hef and the girls, so they keep me busy.
Cool.
So.
Very neat.
So how do we apply for that job?
Do they let men work there as butlers?
Actually, there's a lot of men. There's more guys than girls. Yeah.
Oh.
And I wear clothes, people. So yeah, I don't wear a bunny outfit or paint.
Stephen and I need recommendations.
Oh yeah. Just sign up on the list. There's a long one.
Yeah. So Underbelly Blues, Lauren Byrnes.
Yes.
Check it
It's going
out.
to be at the Hollywood Festival on the 20th. So this coming
right.
Saturday.
Word.
So they only accept 20 films, and we made it in.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank
Doing
you.
well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Let's go ahead and move into news and gossip.
All right.
John.
I love news and gossip.
And in the meantime, how about we do a favorite quote? Here's a favorite quote I had from this episode. Another favor, it feels like I'm taking care of a stray cat. I remind you of a dirty cat.
Yeah.
That was Nadia and Quinn, their little exchange
Quinn's
in the office.
favorite line with Quinn. I'm the only dirty cop in this station.
Yeah, that was hilarious, man.
Okay, I got a Lewis one. Oh, crap.
I love that. Okay, so
Right. There we go.
we actually have Anna who's going to share something with us before we take a look at a link that's on YouTube. And we'll describe it to you people who are listening.
So this is a spoiler alert. So
Turn down your sets.
spoiler alert.
Or fast forward.
Yeah, do something. So this is just an interesting rumor that the 8th season could be the final season, and that it will likely run longer. It'll be probably 16 episodes, and
As opposed to the typical 13.
and that it could be they might split it up, kind of like The Walking Dead does or Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But they're saying that the 8th season is going to be the final season. Rumor has
That's
it.
good.
Yeah, I thought it was confirmed actually.
I think it was too.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
Yeah, because the writers had a big
Well,
conference.
then,
Oh,
I've got nothing.
no, I actually didn't know that they were gonna have it be longer though. I mean, I honestly hadn't.
and I
heard
didn't
that.
know they were going to break it up. So
Yeah.
it's still good.
Oh, great
yeah.
I feel like a failure, you guys.
No.
But like the writers were actually talking about how because they have a deadline to finish, they're shoving so much more into each episode in these seasons. So that's why this whole season has been so much more spot on with
Yeah.
everything going and going. The first episode was just wow.
Yeah, I think
it's good to look forward to this stuff because if the writers are taking it this way, they know exactly how they're going to end it, and that's going to make it even better because they don't have to be like, we have to hold back because we have 4 more seasons. How much longer are we going to be? They can let it all go, and I think we're going to see some of the best episodes.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, all 3 of these have been fantastic from the get-go. And I think we actually have another really good killer. Like, that guy scares the out of me. Like, like his horns, and it's nice to see, like...
The Minotaur.
Yeah, like
Minotaur
it's a
guy.
good, creepy, like it kind of felt like an early Halloween episode today, So I'm glad that we're going to have kind of another really good, crazy killer.
Agreed. So let's go ahead and take a look at that YouTube video. John, do you have that queued up right now?
Yes, hold on.
Okay, very good. So while you're queuing that up, I have another favorite quote. We kind of
Lewis
mentioned
one,
this.
too.
We kind of mentioned this earlier.
Can I say my Lewis one?
Oh, go ahead, say it. Yes, do it.
I liked his. It's not cheating if you pay for it. When he's trying to like get himself out of jail, he was like, "What?"
That was very
Love
funny.
it.
I enjoyed that too. So you said earlier, I have the worst luck with interns, and that's Masuka. That was a funny one. Jesus effing Christ on a cracker.
That's awesome. Like, who says that stuff?
That's why it's so funny. It just comes out of Deb's mouth. She has diarrhea of the
Yeah,
mouth sometimes.
yeah.
It's awesome.
What did she call him? A Victor Wagla? Who's a what?
Yeah.
What was that? I didn't get that
I didn't know
either.
if that was a line flub or I don't know. It was great, but
It seemed like it was pretty funny though.
Dexter had a good one when he was like talking about the system, and it's
Yes.
like if it worked as well as you think it did, I wouldn't be so busy.
yes.
Yeah, I really
That's
like.
a great line.
Yeah, that one was excellent.
Yikes.
Is that one coming up?
They're scum.
Okay, could
and
you go ahead and
Solomons.
pause it really quickly? So, thank you, John. So, pretty much I found this Dexter's Laboratory / Dexter mashup kind of thing, and it's actually it's its own unique thing. So, have you guys seen Dexter's Laboratory? It's a cartoon
Yes.
on Cartoon Network.
Yes.
Right. And every time I type in Dexter on like YouTube or Facebook or Bing search engine, it always comes up with Dexter's Laboratory and Dexter. Those are the top 2 things.
Great shows.
So this one took Dexter's Laboratory, which is a little kid's cartoon, and it made it into an animated thing of Dexter as if he's a kid killing, and it's like a combination of the
Nice.
2, and it's hilarious. So let's go ahead and play that clip now. And it sounds like are we just gonna do the sound?
They're scum.
That sounds funny,
And
anyway.
there's Solomon Samuda. He's scum of scum, and he deserves a wake-up call.
Watch where you're going, nerd. This playground can be real dangerous.
Oh, you have no idea.
Where am I?
He wakes up at this point. He wakes up and he's wrapped in
Am I
plastic.
naked?
I need to rid the world of filth, Solomon, in order to feed my own insatiable appetite for death.
No, please don't kill me. I'll never bully anyone again. I promise, Dexter. Oh,
My
God.
dark passenger tells me what needs to be done. And when I feel my emotional shell begin to crack under the weight of guilt, I still feel no remorse, no regret, no...
Oh, there. There's Deb.
What are these slides?
Deb, put those down. No!
What's the big deal?
You're forgetting the rules, Dex.
There's Harry.
Everyone, get out of my room!
Hey, Dex was under here. Dexter? Who's that?
He's, just a friend. We were just playing a game.
Oh, can I play too? Please, please.
Let her have her childish games, her moment of fun. Anything to tire her incessant annoyance. Soon I'll be able to silence the screaming killer inside me, the killer who begs only to be fed the blood of the guilty. I lay in wait for my chance tonight to make Solomon pay for the wrath he unleashes on my playground.
There goes his head.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Let's do it again.
The roller coaster
Hey, Dex,
instead.
you seen my, I'm a terrible father.
Oh, Harry.
Wow. Alrighty then.
So what did you guys think of that?
Wow.
It's pretty funny, right?
They did a good job
I think they
combining the two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they did. And it fits very neatly into 2
Oh
minutes.
yeah, there we go.
On the belly
There's
blues.
music.
Yeah.
And also, sorry
me
guys
driving
about the
the
technical
car.
difficulties, and I was trying to find a picture
Oh, yeah.
for her video, her movie.
Right there.
Oh, there's
Nice.
Billy Blues. Are you the one driving?
Yeah, I actually got to drive that car. I was in a 41 something or other, but it was pretty fun to drive.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely different, that's for sure.
So we're looking, to people who are listening, we're looking at the poster for Lauren Byrnes' new
Underbelly
movie,
Blues.
Underbelly Blues. And it has a little bit of a nod to Thelma and Louise, kind of.
What's funny, yeah, but no, everyone, I mean, like, we had a cast of 20-some people, and the cool backstory behind this is most of it was improv. The director had gotten everyone together and filmed improv sessions, and then after they had weeks of us improving, they put a script together, a loose, very loose script. And then we shot over weekends, over a 2-month period, and they'd be like, okay, this is the scene, we need to accomplish this. Go for it, you guys. And there's some really funny stuff, but then there's some really dark stuff because it is a dark comedy.
I love dark comedies,
Yeah.
and that's
so
what.
you'd probably
yeah.
absolutely love it. So it's like a college guy's dream. So I don't know. I mean, like, my roommate's a girl and she cracks up the whole thing. I'm laughing most of it too. So it's really funny. There's some great jokes. Yeah, great project to be involved
Very
in.
neat. I'm excited about it. I want to watch it. Does it have a Facebook fan page so we
Oh,
can
I'm
like
sure
it?
it does.
Yeah. I'm
go
gonna
check
like
it out
it.
on Facebook.
I'm gonna like it.
Heck yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move into predictions, please.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
All right, Anna, let's hear it.
I have several. Okay, so you know how in every season there's always a couple of enemies, roadblocks that Dexter has? You know, there's like the ice truck killer and Trinity and Jordan Chase and Travis and okay, everybody's following.
The serial killers, the big killers.
But then there's also the little ones, right? There's, let's see what I have here. There's, well, like Professor Geller was like a lesser one, kind of. Well, he thought he was chasing Professor Geller. It ends up being Travis.
Right.
And like Quinn was sort of after him during season 5 with the Jordan Chase was the bad guy, but Quinn was also kind of on his case. So there's always kind of like a lesser,
Mini boss.
whatever. Yeah. Thank you.
Exactly.
Dokes.
Dokes, of course.
Right. So I predict that Hannah's going to be that for Dexter
Ooh,
this season.
very interesting.
Then Deb and Dex had that conversation that she said, you know, I'm not going to change. He said he's not going to change. And she says, go back to your place and be you. I feel like they might team up. And I don't know, like it's going to be but it wouldn't.
Those are powerful predictions.
When what did she call it with he and Lumen? She had like Deb had like a name for it. Whatever. I feel like
wow,
they're,
I do not remember that.
but I feel like they're gonna team up totally.
Okay.
And then
Dynamic duo.
sure, let's call it that.
The Dexter dynamic duo with Debra.
Then
That was alliteration, by the way.
it was really good. That the Ukrainian mob said, with technology, there's always a way to find whatever. So obviously, I feel like Dexter's gonna be in trouble with that.
Absolutely.
Those are all of my predictions.
Those are good. You got very prediction rich episode. Thank you, Anna.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
I'll go ahead and throw one out. This one's a little bit more short-sighted, which is that the Minotaur guy is pretty much replacing Big Chino. I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I want to see him only last for one more episode, maybe even 2, you know? But we'll see what happens with that. But I feel like Dexter's probably going to kill him next time. And Deb is going to have a part in it, and she's going to be more involved in Dexter's cold cases that he researches and does the killings for.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that one. I think Deb in this episode now is doubting kind of the way that the system does things. So I think we're gonna see them teaming up more, of Dexter giving their clues and her going out and finishing some people, like giving them their justice. I also think the love interest with Hannah is gonna take off, a big love scenes there. And I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think it meant when he's at the end, when he says, "I'm finally free, but freedom comes with a cost"? What do you think his cost is gonna be?
His sister.
Ooh.
That's what I wanted
Or his
to.
life. Yeah.
I thought it was one of those two as well. So that was the end of my predictions.
Okay. Would you like to do some, Lauren, or?
Just going back to Deb, I think I agree with everyone saying that she's going to definitely start helping him out with this. But I think what happens with that is that if you're too good at your job, someone's going to get suspicious because nothing's too good to last and it's always something's behind it. So I think maybe that'll trigger them starting to think that she is Dexter, you know, even though it's Dexter, the one really killing everyone, but now she's saying his words. She's, you know, already some people are suspicious. So I think that could definitely be a big thing.
Alrighty. I think the Ukrainian mob is going to dump Lewis's body, of course, and I think that's going to be the next case that we see is Lewis's death is going to be the body that Dexter gets called in to find. I think Jamie's going to be suspicious of Dexter and talk to Debra about it. I think that the Ukrainian mob, the main guy Isaak, who talked to Dexter at the foxhole, I believe that they're not going to kill Dexter. I think that guy is one and the same with Dexter, and it's going to happen to somewhat of a weird meeting and weird situations going on between Isaak and Dexter.
Ooh, maybe proposition him.
The thing about mobs is they appreciate good killers.
Yeah.
So you never know what could happen because I don't know. I'm not going to say anymore.
Maybe they were trying to get rid of Viktor anyway, and
Exactly.
Dexter perfectly did it. He knew right away in the middle of the ocean. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done probably. That's what he was thinking.
And Viktor was dead, and he knows that Dexter killed Viktor before the cops even knew anything about the clubs or were investigating at all. So he's got to know something about, okay, well, this guy didn't just kill him because he's a cop. He killed him because he wanted to kill him. So.
Very cool.
I like that prediction.
Good predictions, everybody.
But I think that is... Oh, that is the delicious outro music.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I love it too. And thank you guys for watching us here. We're going to see you guys next week. And thanks for watching AfterBuzz TV. Of course, Bing is for doing. And where can we find everybody here?
I'm at JJ Jurgens.
LaurenByrnes.com.
You can find me at facebook.com/Stuven, Stuven.
You can find me. I'm on Koppel at Koppel for Mayor, KOPPELFORMAYOR.
And you guys can follow me at Sean_Overman on Twitter. And once again, thanks for joining us and buzzing with us, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Woo! Woo! All right.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.